Hi, I'm Chris the Credit Guy. Again, thanks for watching my video. If you're watching this on the internet, you can get the complete video series on my website at christhecreditguy.com. And if you're interested in having a private consultation, we can arrange that via email. My email is info@christhecreditguy.com. So this video is called Preparing and Sending Your First Disputes. So at this point, we've done a lot of work. We have gotten your credit report, we've gone through it, we've labeled all the negative accounts, we've chosen the dispute reasons that we're going to go with based on what type of an account it is. We've gone through and we found all the extra or additional names, addresses, birthdays, social security numbers, anything that's extra and additional in your credit file. And now's where the fun really begins. Now we get to put that all together into a dispute letter and send it off to the credit bureaus. So again, you've done a lot of work at this point, and now it's time to kind of pull it all together and get those disputes written, packaged up with what they need to get combined with, and out in the mail. So let me start by just going through the parts of what you want in the actual letter. I typically recommend, and there's no particular order here. Actually, the more varied you can make these letters look, the better off you're gonna be, because again, they get a lot of dispute letters, and you don't want them to look like they come from a credit repair company, even though about 40% of the disputes they get are from credit repair companies. You obviously want yours to look unique in some ways, but not so confusing that they don't know what to do with it. So the parts of the letter, you're going to want to have the date. You're going to want to put your name and your address on there. You're going to want to put your social security number on there, obviously. You're also going to want to put the credit bureau, the name of the bureau that you're sending that particular letter to, and their address on there. Most of that would typically go up at the top. You're also going to want to put like dear sir, dear so and so, to whom it may concern, some type of greeting. And then the next part is basically what I call a little story. You're going to want to tell them a little story, and I mean little. You don't want to write a couple pages here, because they're not going to read it. They may read 2 to 5 sentences. They may not even read that. And when I say a little story, one that I've gone with a lot, I tend to like to look over the whole report and make up a little story. One I've gone with a lot, which seems to get pretty good results, is something like to whom it may concern, and then in the story part, something along the lines of, and I'd rather you write it yourself so it's original. Hey, I looked at a copy of my credit report. It seems to have a lot of errors on it. I think I may be confused with another person because of the fact that I have all these extra names, all these extra addresses, and all these extra accounts and things that aren't mine. Can you please look into this for me, and after that send me a new copy of my credit report? So something along those lines tends to work pretty well. And again, this is just from hundreds and hundreds of times doing this. That type of story tends to get pretty good results. And again, that all kind of jives with the whole story that or picture that we're painting here, that there's something wrong. We're basically saying, hey, credit bureau, I've got all these accounts that don't make sense, they don't look like mine, and and here's maybe why I think that they're not mine. I think maybe you're mixing up my information with somebody else's, and this all doesn't make sense, so can you please investigate this, make the necessary changes, and get back to me with your findings and send me a new report after that's done. Again, I've gotten very good results with that. And you know, again, if you get some items or all your items removed that you're asking for, you're gonna be very happy. Your score is it should go up a lot. You do want to, after that little story, you do want to then list out your items, and I suggest a very simple little layout where you simply put the name of the account, the account number, and then the reason that we already came up with in from the previous videos. So something along the lines of, you know, credit card company, you write out the account number, and then this is not mine. So a table like that under your story, and then a simple closing, and I don't suggest signing it. Some people do. Just go with a simple, you know, thank you, and then put your name. That has to get packaged up with copies of your IDs that we came up with in the previous video. Again, remember, a copy of your driver's license, your social security verification, and your address verification. And again, all those names and addresses should jive with each other. They should all be identical. So package that all up, send one to each of the credit bureaus, and remember obviously to change the letter slightly by inserting the proper bureau that you're sending it to. Package that all up and send them out. I hope that helped. Again, this is Chris the Credit Guy. For the complete series, go to christhecreditguy.com, and you can also email me at info@christhecreditguy.com for a consultation if you have questions. Thanks again.